It seems like Rodgers is reaching boiling point with the Celtic board this summer as he has made a huge demand off his board. We will go over this in today's video whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Liam Scales believes Celtic were left disappointed not to take all 3 points from Ibrox after a cagey 0-0 draw with Rangers in the first Glasgow derby of the season. The Irish defender, one of the standout performers in a poor overall team display, reflected on a match low on quality where both sides struggled to create clear chances. Celtic failed to register a shot on target until the second half and were second best in terms of attacking intent throughout the first 45 minutes. Despite that, they managed to keep Rangers at bay with a disciplined defensive display, and Scales was at the heart of it. Speaking after the match, Scales addressed one of the game's flashpoints in the first half when Bojan Miovski went to ground in the box after a coming together. Having previously played alongside Miovski at Aberdeen, Scales knows all about the striker's game and wasn't shy in pointing out what he saw as a clear attempt to con the referee. He said, "I think with VAR and everything, I don't think it could have been. Even if the ref gave it, it probably would have been overturned. He's good at that, using his body. He's smart. He slows down, tries to get his legs in that angle. You could say it's diving. He initiates contact well, so you just have to be careful with that." Celtic's defence came out of the Ibrox derby with some credit, but the lack of spark in the final third has been a recurring theme already this season. With the transfer window closing in hours, attention now turns to whether reinforcements will arrive to support the likes of Scales and Carter Vickers, who have been carrying the load in these tight fixtures. The Irishman's cool-headed response to Miovski's first-half theatrics showed a calmness Celtic needed more of across the park. It also gave a subtle dig at the Rangers striker's gamesmanship, calling it smart but not quite honest. For now, Celtic remain unbeaten and top of the table on goal difference, but it's clear this team is still some way off its best. The hope for fans will be that the next time Scales is discussing a derby post-match, it won't be after another frustrating 90 minutes without a goal. Now for the main story, as Brendan Rodgers has confirmed Celtic are working to strengthen their squad before tomorrow night's transfer deadline, following a 0-0 draw at Ibrox that again highlighted the team's lack of cutting edge. While Celtic left with a point, the performance raised further concerns about the team's creativity and attacking threat. Rodgers made it clear post-match that reinforcements are not just wanted but needed as the club prepares for a crucial few months ahead. He also admitted the squad has lost key players who helped link play and insisted more competition and speed must be added if Celtic are to reach the level expected of them this season. The Celtic boss outlined the areas the club are looking to strengthen and gave a strong hint that multiple signings could be on the cards in the next 24 hours. He said, "But we've lost some really important players who connected the game for us, so there's a lot of work to do. We need competition in the squad and creativity if we want to take our game to the level we expect. Hopefully, in the next 24 hours, we can make that happen. I'll speak to the guys once we've wrapped up here. That's definitely the plan, to be busy. We want to pad out the squad with more quality, more speed, and more creativity. Hopefully, we can get that done." Celtic have already lost a number of important players since last season, and their recent struggles in attack have only increased the need for new signings. Rodgers clearly believes the squad is missing quality, especially in forward areas. With the league still in the early stages and European games on the horizon, Celtic need to move quickly to ensure the squad is ready for the challenges ahead. Fans have made it clear they want new signings, and Rodgers' comments show that the club's recruitment team know what needs to be done. As deadline day nears, the pressure is now on the Celtic board to support the manager and bring in the players needed to lift the team. In other news, Brendan Rodgers gave a measured but honest assessment of Celtic's goalless draw against Rangers at Ibrox, calling the Glasgow derby a game of low quality while praising his side's defensive resilience. Celtic struggled to create chances throughout the match, failing to register a shot on target until deep into the second half. While they were solid at the back, the lack of spark in the final third was clear, with Rodgers admitting creativity is still missing from his side. He said, "I think a positive for us is obviously we didn't concede. I think over the course of the beginning of the season, we've been difficult to beat. You show that resilience. And coming to Ibrox, no matter when it is, it's always a tough place to come. So to come and not concede a shot on goal is really good. My overall feeling is that the game is of low quality. We had only a couple of shots on target. They didn't have any. It wouldn't have been a great watch. But I think overall we look on ourselves. At what I felt for a wee period, we need to be much more creative and find ways to be that. Rodgers' words summed up what many Celtic fans were thinking as the team struggled to create chances. The defence held up well, especially Liam Scales and Cameron Carter-Vickers, but the attack looked disjointed and the midfield failed to link play effectively. Rodgers' message was clear: Celtic need to be better going forward. With only hours left in the transfer window, attention turns to what the club will do to fix the evident lack of creativity and attacking options. Celtic are still unbeaten in the league, but games like this at Ibrox won't be enough if they want to stay ahead. The defence looks solid, but the lack of goal threat is a real problem. What happens before the window closes will be key. Rodgers knows this team can't rely on clean sheets forever. They need more quality in attack to push on. In other news, with the transfer window closing in less than 48 hours, tensions are rising over Celtic's summer business and the club's long-term vision. The Hoops sit top of the Premiership, but concerns remain over squad depth, European ambition, and whether the club has done enough to support Brendan Rodgers in key areas. Former manager Neil Lennon has defended the club's cautious approach, pointing to the financial limitations that come with playing in Scotland. He believes Champions League qualification is the only way to attract top-tier players to Parkhead, suggesting the market simply doesn't allow for 12 to 15 million talents to choose Celtic without that stage. Chris Sutton wasn't buying it. The ex-Celtic striker accused the club of poor planning, highlighting the failure to replace Kyogo and other key figures as unacceptable. For Sutton, it's not about excuses, it's about action, and he believes Celtic haven't done nearly enough to show proper ambition this summer. Chris Boyd weighed in from the outside, taking the view that chasing European success is a fantasy. He suggested Celtic's true goal should be staying ahead of Rangers domestically because the idea of regularly challenging in Europe just isn't realistic given the financial gap with top leagues. Neil Lennon said, "Maybe the players that Brendan's wanted of that quality, the ones who can take the club from the knockout rounds to the last 16 or even the quarters, they cost money, they're quality players, but they're not coming to Scotland unless it's Champions League football. But if I'm an agent of a player Celtic wanted, and he's worth 12 to 15 million pounds, I could take him to La Liga or maybe Serie A. I can take him to Scotland, but the carrot in Scotland is Champions League football." Chris Sutton then responded, "Neil, you're making excuses." No, you're making excuses. The bottom line is Celtic had to get replacements in for these players. Other clubs get it done. And it's just too easy to say, well, let's just wait and see. Other clubs get it done. To lose Kyogo and not replace him, who knows? Had Celtic kept Kyogo, they could have won the cup final. To actually sell Kyogo while still in the Champions League, was that the right thing to do? That's where supporters question the club hierarchy's ambition. It's not just enough to stay ahead of Rangers. The supporters want more than that. Chris Boyd then hit back. What are you going to do, though? Stay ahead of Rangers in terms of what? You're never going to conquer Europe. It's all could've, would've, should've. If you look at it, could've won the cup, could have gone further in Europe. Last year against Bayern Munich was the glass ceiling for Celtic. Chris Sutton wasn't letting Boyd's European verdict go unchallenged. He added, "I understand what you're saying, Chris, but it's as simple as this. It's about giving yourself the best opportunity of qualifying for the Champions League. And did Celtic do that? They didn't. Hence why a lot of supporters think it's a dereliction of duty. Hands up." I feel the same way. There should have been players replaced. Kyogo should have been replaced. Nicholas Kuhn should have been replaced. And Brendan has to take responsibility for the team on the pitch. Having Kieran Tierney, who cannot finish a game, and then playing Liam Scales at left back, that's not good planning, that's not good strategy. You can say it's a collective fault, but not bringing players in has been the biggest failure for Celtic over the last few months. As the clock ticks toward deadline day, Sutton's criticism has struck a chord with many supporters who feel let down by the club's handling of this window. The failure to replace key players has left gaps across the pitch, and unless deals are done soon, Celtic may head into Europe undercooked again. Lennon's defence of the club adds useful context. but it won't ease frustrations if Celtic fall short in Europe once more. Supporters are tired of the same issues repeating window after window, and time is running out to fix them. Boyd's stance may be rooted in realism, but for a club of Celtic's size, settling for domestic superiority is not enough. History, expectation, and belief all demand more. What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.